Well, I'll start off from the beginning, shall I? My earliest memory of snooker was when I was around my grandma's house. And there was all these funny coloured balls on the television, right? And I wondered what was up. You know, it's like when you're about 4 years old, you're wondering what on earth's up, aren't you? So I'll say, what on earth's this, Gran? And she says, well, this is snooker. Basically, if you pot a ball, you can have another go. If you don't pot one, you can't have another go. So that's my earliest memory. And I remember when I was 5-ish, getting a 5 foot by 2.5 foot table for Christmas in the bungalow where we used to live.
This is Daniel Bloom. Daniel is a former and currently one of the most decorated WDBS champions. Born with cerebral palsy, Daniel struggles with the movement and motor skills in his arms and legs. However, he has not let this impact his progression in the game. He is one of many snooker players living with a disability taking part in this weekend's Manchester Classic tournament. Founded in September 2015, the World Disability Billiards and Snooker, known as the WDBS, is a sporting body dedicated to giving more people with disabilities the opportunity to play cue sports. Over the course of the weekend, players from all walks of life shall come together, bound by a passion for the game of snooker. This is Maximum, a snooker story.
Yeah, well, today we're in Manchester for one of the DBS disability snooker events. Today is all about participation, getting involved, an introduction to the game. That's day one, that's Friday. And also we've got an open 6 Reds event where anybody can take part, and obviously it's 6 Reds. Tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, we've got competitions across all of the categories that are involved, and the best thing about that is people get a chance to compete, also a chance to win a trophy and be a champion and get some real prize money.
As well as competing, having fun, and raising awareness for the WDBS, this weekend is also about snooker fans doing their part for comic relief.
Now, this initiative is about Red Nose Day, so what we're inviting everybody to do in snooker clubs around the UK and everywhere is to take part in a 6 Red challenge. So basically it's 6 Reds in the quickest time possible. Within that comes a donation to Comic Relief Direct, so it's a great cause, a great opportunity to play, and most of all it's bringing people together.
This is John. John joined the WDBS in early 2016 and is hopeful of his chances in this weekend's tournament. In the early 1980s, John tragically lost his right arm to a motorcycling accident. A promising young snooker player, John feared the amputation would be the end of his involvement with the sport. However, by creating a custom-made table rest, John adapted to playing the game as a one-handed player. At the time of the accident, John had been working in a steel mine. John used this steel to fashion a flat-based rest to direct his cue. Using a small groove for balance, the rest replicates an able-bodied player's second hand, allowing John to take shots with control and precision. Combined with the handle of a household paint tin, John's rest is one of a kind and has allowed him to continue with one of his favourite pastimes. Over 30 years later, and John is still playing snooker competitively. He is just one of many players using a custom-made physical aid to enhance their game. A camera-shy John believes that with hard work and an open mind, no obstacle is too big to overcome, and that if he can do it, so can anyone.
Hello, my name's Tim Squires. I'm a snooker coach here at the WDBS. I'm a specialist snooker coach for people who have disabilities and special needs. And as you can see by here today, a fantastic turnout. And I'm here to help these people develop and improve. You'll be refereeing later, so make sure you know what you're doing. I'm a volunteer. I don't get paid. I'm not a professional. Nobody sponsors me, so I haven't had a holiday for 6 years because I keep losing my jobs. Because every Tuesday I go snooker abilities. But I'd recommend to anyone, if you want to start this group, any disabled sports group or snooker, I will help them. But you've got to have the compassion. Don't start it and then give it up. If you can't see it through, my advice is don't bother starting it. Don't let these people down because they rely on you, they trust you, they befriend you. If you want to start it and I'll help you all the way. But if don't mess about with these people. Respect them, they're human beings. If you're going to say you're going to do it, deliver it, see it through.
Also popping in to say hello is Coronation Street actress and an avid snooker fan, Shirley Houston. Diagnosed with EDS at the age of 23, Shirley has been using a wheelchair ever since. Coach Tim Squires took Shirley's visit as an opportunity to showcase a new creation of his called a shadow rest. The shadow rest was created to help wheelchair-bound snooker players overcome difficulties with height and depth perception.
With the shadow rest, for years, I would say at least 2.5, 3 years, I struggled with seeing people in a wheelchair using the traditional half butt. The traditional half butt is on average 9 foot long. An able-bodied player who stands up can look down on the shot. They can see the distance from where the rest is to the cue ball, giving them an ideal reference of where the cue should be to play a safety shot or a correct pot. In a wheelchair position, the horizontal, to see 9 foot down the table, all they were seeing was the top of the rest. So I thought, well, you know, what can I do for these people in wheelchairs? So I got a traditional cross rest, which I've put an LED light into, which has an on and off button at the other end to operate it. It's a 57-inch normal rest that a player can use. Now what the rest will do, it's called a shadow rest because the rest lights up and it will reflect off the cue ball. Once you get the shadow on the cue ball, that is the correct place for you to place the cue to make contact with the cue ball in a correct manner. It took me 6 months to design and within 5 minutes achieved the solution, but I'm glad I did and it's fantastic now. I'm just waiting for the World Referees Association to sanction it, then it will be used in these events.
With attendance and participation growing with each event, and interest from countries outside of Europe, such as China, Japan, and the US, you could say that the future of the WDBS is lined up in the perfect position.